Good morning or afternoon at this point. So I was just wondering how many people struggle with working on a gusset when it comes to gloves or mittens or whatever. And when I first started knitting, the gusset was extremely intimidating. And so hopefully this video will help show you how I make my gusset and make it clear for you. So I've already, I'm working on the owl fingerless gloves, as you can see. This is the owl motif on this side. And I'm working on my left glove now. And I know that because I've got my working marker on the bowl that I marked as my left glove. So I have two pairs because I had an order for 2 pairs of gloves. So I have 2 mittens here, and they're both left-handed, which means that the gusset's going to be in the same place on both gloves. So for this one, before I begin the gusset, I need to knit 16 stitches. And there are 4 on this side, so I need to knit 12 more before I begin the increase for the gusset. So let me just, whoops, my needles aren't set up properly for knitting. So circular needles are a little fiddly if you knit tight like I tend to. So I've got to get them staged on here properly. Alright, so I can begin. So like I said, I've already got 4 and I need 16 before I begin the gusset. So 4, I need 12 more. So that's 12, and now I'm going to start my gusset, and in order to do that I need to increase a stitch. And this first increased stitch is going to be a make one right, which means the stitch is going to be leaning to the right, and in order to do that I have to lift the stitch from the back. Usually I'll just use this to help me get it up there on the needle. So I hope that's clear. And then knit through the front as you normally would knit. And then I'm going to increase to 7. Okay, so knit 7 now. Each time you do a gusset increase, the number of stitches between the 2 increases will increase. So now I'm up to 7. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now I'm going to do a left slanted increase. So here I'll lift from the front, and a good way to get your needle into the position to knit through the back is to slip it in the front where it's looser and then kind of hang on to it, pull it around, and knit. And that's the increase for the gusset. Easy peasy, right? I'll do one more because we do have the other glove, and then you finish with the knits. So slide this glove out of the way and get this one staged on the needle for working. My last stitches are always a little bit tighter. Alright, so again, now I need to work with the gray yarn. Okay, make sure I've got the right yarn, and we're ready to go. So I have 4, I need 12 more. 1, 2, and 12 now to increase. Again, for this one, I'm going to go through the back, and I could do it with like that. But sometimes the yarn splits, especially if it's a yarn like this one is. It's not very tightly. And then knit through the front. So you lift from the back, knit through the front, and then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're going to lift up that bar from the front. We need to knit through the back, so I insert it here as if I'm going to purl it, but then I kind of hang on to the yarn and slip my needle around so that I'm knitting through the back, and that's our gusset increase, and finish off with the knits. And hopefully that made gusset creation a lot less mystifying for you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.